Welcome everybody to Big Ben Thai Sports Cave. Sorry we're a little late. That was on me. As always, we have Big Ben and we have Wade there in the corner over there, as he always likes to be.
Well,
Anywho,
I could do that.
no. All right. So we thought we had big news today. We thought we would keep Bastet, but again, he got called back up. So he lasted what, a day, Wade?
If
Pretty much
that, yeah.
hours, pretty much.
Yeah. So congratulations to him. Like I said, I hope he stays up there. I wish nothing but the best.
You're right,
But
exactly.
I guess but that gives us another chance to see our new goalie,
Right.
Connor. I'm just going to call him Connor because I can't really pronounce his last name. He looked really good Sunday, I think. He would let one goal in the win over Quad Cities. As of right now, the Rivermen are perfect in the year of 2026. They set the highest, right? Win streak in the SPHL.
Yeah, they set the high for most wins in a row with 8.
Okay, well, like I said, they play. Was it Friday night? They play
Friday night.
home. And then Saturday they're away, and then Sunday they're home.
Wait. Oh, that's right, because the Friday is the
Friday Quad City at home.
Friday's the one where they have to redo the game, right?
Yeah, it's a reschedule.
Reschedule is what I meant. Yeah.
So we'll get. Like I said, we're home against Quad Cities on Friday. I think they're away to Evansville, ain't they? Or they don't play Saturday.
No, they don't play Saturday, so it's just Friday
That's what I thought.
at home against Storm, and then Sunday at home against the Thunderbolts.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Like I said, my head's been all over the place. Braxton's been sick for the last week and a half, so.
And then
Anywho,
taking care of the new baby too, and
yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Sunday. Sunday they looked good. It was a good game. It took overtime again. I think they went into overtime all 3 games this past weekend. Saturday night was actually a shootout. Quad Cities was not going quietly. And it was very frustrating because usually, we are dominant over them, and seems this year we haven't been. It either goes into overtime or it's a close game. So,
right.
Wade, what did you like about Sunday's game?
I mean, look, there's plenty of positives to take away from it. I mean, it can be frustrating at times, kind of like what you said. All 3 games this weekend need an extra time to decide it. The important thing is we walked away with a W and 2 points, which kind of makes that sweating it out worth it. But, Sunday, I kind of figured it would be something like that. Having a short bench, you could tell, like, midway through the second, like, the Rivermen were just exhausted out there. I mean, they were moving a little slower, being a little sloppier.
That's what it sounded like to me because I was listening to it online. So
yeah, and so you could tell that they were getting worn down. They were getting worn out, but you could tell they were still out there giving it their all at the same time. So, I mean, that's something I did like to see. Connor McNamara, I know, I'm trying to say it, McNamara. There we go. Connor McNamara was, brilliant in his debut. He only allowed 1 goal on 29 shots.
Right.
From everything I've seen from him, he checks all the boxes you want in a goaltender. So I'm very pleased with his performance. And with Boston taking that call up, it's nice to have a guy like him fill in the gaps while he's on that call up. We thought we might be rostering 3 goalies, but
Yeah.
we're not. It's
Yeah.
back down.
We're not as of now anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Connor looked really good. The team did look gassed, like in the third. But like I said, we actually only had 15 skaters dressed.
Yeah,
I believe.
We were short. I mean, people were double shifting and stuff. So
yeah,
it was hard on them. You could tell it was hard on them, but they weren't quitting. They weren't giving up, and they were still trying and giving it their all. And that's what I like to see. Even when they're tired and exhausted, they weren't mailing it in. You could tell they wanted that win. So
yeah, and we needed that win.
Exactly.
We needed to win all 3 games to keep up our points and standings because, like I said, they are first in the standings right now. Let's kind of do a scenario. What if we were carrying 3 goalies? Let's say Jack didn't get this call up. I'm gonna get Wade's opinion on it, and then I'll say my opinion on it. Wade, what would you do if you were Coach Gee right now? And let's say Jack didn't take that call up, and you got 3 goalies that could win games for you.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, make no mistake. That would have been 3 grade A goalies. I mean, they're starters. They're bona fide starters. I mean, look, I know we've been harsh on Tino in the past and have criticized them maybe a little more than others, but his numbers are good. I mean, he's got good.
Yeah, it seems like he's getting a little bit better as time progresses. So,
and he's playing well. So, I mean, Jack Boston is on another level right now. He is the clear-cut number 1. He has the better numbers. In my opinion, when Jack Boston is not in the ECHL, he's in a Rivermen uniform, he is the guy. Above all the other 2 goalies, Jack Boston is the guy still. And so the way I seen it, roster and 3 goalies, they were in a unique position to do that. With the call-ups we have and the injuries we had and the open roster space, they were in a unique position to keep all 3 if they wanted to, which I think allows, a goalie like Tino in Boston maybe to get a little bit extra rest. And what I even suggested, which
especially those three game weekends, it'd be nice to have one each game.
You literally have 3 different goalies on 3-day weekends. But what I even suggested and seemed to get positive feedback is because to me it's a win-win situation, and it's not even necessarily anything to do with performance based. But what I would do in that situation too is possibly put like Tino on the 14-day IR. Give him a little rest so he can be more fresh when he comes back, and kind of let Connor and Boss take over as 1 and 2. And that way you allow Boss to keep playing, and you give Connor a few extra games to get a good look at him and keep him up. And then when Tino comes back, he's a lot more fresh. He rested, and because you're able to do things like that when you're in the position you are with our roster. So when guys start coming back, though, from the ECHL and off IR, that's when the real magic of Coach comes into play in his decision-making. So, that was kind of my thoughts. I thought it was a win-win situation because of the position we were in to roster 3 goalies. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah. Yeah, and my opinion on is close to what yours was. I would have put Tino on the 14-day IR, let him rest a little bit because we're gonna need him when we get down the road in the season. Get him fresh. He's the little older goalie that we have, and like I said, always keep him fresh. And like you said, we could. have Boss and we could have Connor, splitting almost, or like on a 3-game weekend, you start Jack on Friday, Saturday, and then you have Connor on Sunday. Then the next weekend, maybe you start Connor Friday night, and then you have Jack play Saturday if it's only a 2-game, series. You could totally keep goalies fresh. I do know, like you said, it would be hard for us to carry 3 goalies for a long time because, like you said too, we have 3 people in the E right now that could be coming back at any moment. We don't know. Like I said, today we signed another guy. I haven't had time. No, that's old, Ben. That's the new. That's the new one.
Okay, well that one showed up like 2-3 days ago when I looked on the Rivermen website.
Yeah, because that Quattrello was signed before last weekend's games because he played in all 3 games over the weekend.
Okay, well it's this guy then.
Yeah, so I haven't really had time to look at his numbers, but I've been looking at comments and stuff. They're saying that he can produce a lot of points, which we kind of need right now. Our offense is struggling still. I mean, say what you want, but it's struggling.
Right.
And of course that could be because we're only skating 15 players and a lot of guys are tired. I mean, when we had Caden Henry in there was no doubt I would go to the game saying, yep, he's going to at least get 2 tonight. There was no doubt. Now you go to a game and you're like, oh man, especially without Henry in the lineup, we're like, oh, I hope somebody steps up, and the offense is struggling a little bit. So I think hopefully this new kid comes in and he kind of takes over, kind of like what Caden Henry did. And I hope we have a speedy recovery for Caden Henry. I haven't seen anything. But I do want to say one thing that really bothered me. And I'm not trying to bring it back up, but the hit on Caden Henry, somebody said there's a big size difference. Guess what? Your Quad City players were hitting Connor Smool just perfectly fine, and he is shorter than Caden Henry.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to hear that excuse.
Right.
That's exactly what it is. It's an excuse.
Because Connor Schmuel is smaller, short-wise, than any other person on the team, and you guys can hit him perfectly legal. But you can't with Caden Henry. You have to – there's a big old size difference all of a sudden. Sorry, it's an excuse, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So let's get back to our goalie discussion. Do you see Jack taking call-ups? I wasn't expecting him to take call-ups this year, to be honest. I was thinking he was going to stay this year and then maybe next year start taking call-ups. What do you guys think? Did you guys think that he was going to take call-ups? I mean,
I always knew it was a possibility. It seems to be trending in the direction now that he's open to call-ups if they come his way to taking them. I mean, he's taken 2 in a short amount of time, obviously. Again, I think if the situation is right and makes sense to Jack, he's going to take it. So, which good for him. Like I said, he's been doing nothing but killing it. I mean, even going back to his Athens Rock Lobster days in the Fed, I mean, he was killing it there. That's why we gave him the opportunity. And he was killing it last year. He's killing it again this year. So, of course, the ECHL is going to come knocking on his door. So, I mean, it does suck as a fan. Selfishly, obviously, you want to see him in a Rivermen uniform, and you want them here as much as possible. But on a personal level, like we always say, we want nothing but success for these guys, and we want them to move up and advance in their careers and play well. So, I mean, yes, on one hand, obviously you're happy for them and want them to succeed well, but on the realistic fan side, you're like, it does kind of suck to see him go. I mean, because of what he's meant to our squad. So I do think that if call ups come his way and it makes sense to him, I think he's going to take it. And I think he's shown that with the last two call ups he's had. That's why I'm glad we got Connor McNamara to kind of fill in that gap. But, you know,
Well, as what was said earlier in the previous cast, when Ty was explaining what call-ups meant and injury reserve and all that, it's like what I got from it was if you got a chance to get called up, you may as well take it because you never know when you're going to get the chance again. So I get why Boss was wanting to do it, getting the more experience, which in turn will help him get more experience, which may make him go to a tier above ECHO and eventually to be a NHL goalie, So I get it.
Yeah. No, and some players, they say, we're not taking any call-ups. And then there's some players that I'm going to take up every call-up I get. Like, well, for example, Alec Bear. He hasn't taken any call-ups for the last 2 years. He pretty much said that he is staying in Peoria and that's where he wants to play. Another one was, Hageman in his last couple years. I mean, he pretty much said he's not taking a call-up. He's staying in Peoria. So, like I said, it depends. I think on the player. You see a lot of older guys that's been in the league more. They usually don't take the call-ups, but you see like the younger kids, younger guys. Like a Mike Gillette. He took. He's taking call-ups still. Garrett Devine's taking call-ups. Griffin Fox. But
Griffin's still called up, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I don't see Tino taking a call up. Because he is
a good example, and Tino's pretty much said he wants to retire a Riverman, and that he's pretty much not going to entertain any other offers, which is a nice security blanket to have too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, he's sort of the older player. He's the older goalie that we had or have. So, like I said, you usually see the younger players do the call-up thing. And I think that's good for the younger guys to get the call-ups and take advantage of them. I mean, Jack, I watched a little bit of the game that Jack played in, and he looked good. The first goal that they scored on him was on a power play. So, I mean, he did still look good. I watched Mike Gillette play in Utah. He looked really good, passing the puck good and all that. The only ones I haven't really been able to watch, and it's weird because Griffin Fox is just down the road in Bloomington. And we also have Garrett Devine, I believe. Which one is he in now? What team is he on again? Reading.
Yeah.
However you pronounce it. So, yeah, I mean, and you know what? That should show what kind of coach, Guy is. Because, I mean, we've had a lot of call-ups in the past. Last couple of years, we haven't had a whole lot. And I agree. I was going to say something about Dennis. I wouldn't think Dennis would take a call-up either, Eric. He just seems like he wants to stay in Peoria. And like I said, that's perfectly fine. We love to see our guys stay the whole year if we can. Wade, there was something else you wanted to talk about tonight, I think, and my mind is so blank right now.
And while you're thinking about that, I'd like to do a shout out to Corey Dennis
Oh
for
yeah,
being the SPHL Player of the Week. So, congrats,
yeah,
man.
that is some good news. I was hoping. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So with our two, well, now I think we only have one roster spot open, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Wade and I were talking
Um,
about that earlier, and I was trying to remember. And we did have them all full, but since Boss got called back up, we got one open now. So that's what we figured.
yeah. So I believe we have one spot open, and I guess my question is, do you think he fills it before this weekend?
I think that depends again on more so on the IR side of things than the call up side. It
Mm-hmm.
again depends on how Caden Henry and Adonier's progressing. Again with Trudell, the information is so scarce on him. Nobody knows if he's really done for the year or if he's coming back. Like we've speculated, we get the feeling he's done, but
Yeah.
the info is definitely scarce on him. But I don't imagine he's coming back this week. But with AO and Caden, I think it really depends on their progression. If we do sign somebody else, I would like to have an extra forward. But again, it's slim pickings out there right now.
Yeah.
It's going to have to come from the feds. College kids ain't ready. Come. That's normally when they expand the roster a little bit for when the college kids come. So if we do get somebody, it's going to have to be from the feds, most likely. I don't know. There is a chance. Could we play with the roster we got now? Yeah. I think we can. Right now, we do have an extra defender because the Dash. I'm just going to call him DQ. I can't say his last name.
Yeah, I
But with
can't either.
DQ, he gives us an extra defender. He makes it 7.
Mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
and right now we got 9 forwards. Ordinarily, I would like to, have 10 forwards. I like that extra forward that kind of help spell the
Yeah.
guys. I think we can play with 6 defenders just fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's 50-50. Again, I think that depends a lot on how they're progressing the players that are on IR, is my opinion.
Yeah, and also you got to look into it too. If AO does come off the IR, Guy's been putting him playing forward a few times.
Yes, he has.
This past weekend I saw Henderson playing forward.
Yes.
So I mean, he's got some options there. I mean, look what he did with Braden Barker. Barker came to us as a defenseman, and then he turned him into a forward. Just like, well, look at Ernst. He was always our forward, and he put him back on defense.
Yep.
And he did really well. So that's another thing that I think Guy is very good at. He looks at the players that could possibly do that switch.
Mm-hmm.
They could play defense, they could play offense. So I mean, it's just like how he said about McChesney. With the injury and the roster spots, he said McChesney has to be a true center now.
Yep.
So, like I said, I think he picks players that can adapt, and I see this team being able to adapt, and especially with all these injuries and call ups. He's been moving some players around. Like I said, it was surprising to see Henderson playing forward, and I think he did a really good job. I mean, a lot of guys will sit there and say, "Well, it's not hard to whatever." Well, it can be hard. I mean, it's got to be hard to come from a defense where your quadrant. This is your quadrant.
Yeah.
For being a forward, where that kind of goes away. So it was nice to see that he is using players and they're doing really well. And I want to give a shout out to Norica.
Yeah.
The big man finally got it. It was awesome to see him score. Working really hard for it, and I was so happy when he scored because the big man got rewarded for his hard work that he's been putting in for us.
Right.
I love that dude. I do.
Yeah. Other news. Quad City Problem Child has signed to another team in a different league. Now, the question was raised by someone. If he would happen to come back to the SPHL, would he have to continue with his suspension? I believe he does. Because I don't think he served his full 10 games.
No, he hasn't served his full 10 days, but I guess in a way we'll see. Now, I didn't think Feds honored, when SPHL player is suspended, I didn't think Feds honored that suspension. They just plugged him in immediately. Then I seen someone posted a rule from the Feds basically stating now that they have to honor that suspension. So with him getting signed to the Feds, now if he doesn't play until that suspension ends, then technically he fulfilled his obligations in sitting out those 10 games. So he probably wouldn't have to continue to serve it if he came back up to the SPA.
Okay.
If he serves
that
it
makes
while
sense.
the Feds.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I haven't seen Quad Cities release him.
Right.
I have not seen them release him from the roster. So I don't know if he just basically said, I'm gone, or they just said, go ahead and do what you want to do. Like I said, maybe tomorrow we'll see that on the roster that they released him, but I did not see Quad Cities release him, so I'm not understanding that. So,
and it's no big loss for him, really.
No, it's not. It really isn't. I think they have a good. I hate to say it, they do have a good team up there.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah.
uh,
I mean, keeping the Rivermen to overtime shots and close games a couple times, even though they lost, it's still,
yeah. I mean,
seems a pretty
they
good
took us to
team.
overtime on Friday, shootout on Saturday, and overtime on Sunday. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was a long weekend. They sure didn't make it easy on the Rivermen. Before we move forward, Wade, you need to tell us about this Bayleaf Indian restaurant and bar.
I'd love to tell you about them. Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar, place in downtown Peoria, just a couple blocks away from the Civic Center. Always serving good food and providing great service, great atmosphere to eat. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it down there because of my work schedule with the game. I really wanted to make it down there before one of the games, but just didn't have the time, unfortunately. And I'm going to try and make it there next time they're at home. I don't know if I can make it down this Sunday. I'll try, but it's harder to do that with afternoon games.
Yeah.
So, like I said, but if you do have the time, rather it's before a Riverman game or any other time, go down there, give them a try with their great food selection and cater to the taste, non-spicy to spicy as you want it. Like I said, they do offer free parking on game nights. Just a great friendly place to get some great food. So go down there and check them out and tell them Wade sent you.
Yeah. Get down there.
Might have
What's
to
the
try
hours?
this. Yeah, what you don't remember the hours?
Do you remember what time they open?
I unfortunately don't remember the hours.
I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah. Because I always go there in the evening. So
Okay, according to research, hours are Wednesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2:30. Then they close for 2 hours. Then it's 4:30 to 10 on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, and even Tuesday, it's from 4:30 to 9. So there you go.
All right.
11 to 2 every single day, with exception of Monday, they're closed. Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, and Tuesday is 4:30 to 9. Friday, Saturdays, 4:30 to 10. So there we go.
all right.
It's a recap.
All right. So yeah, get down there. Tell them that Wade sent you and get you some good Indian food. And park. And when the Rivermen are home, park your vehicle there.
And
Don't
walk
spend the
3
$15
blocks,
to
4
$10.
blocks. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and walk up to Carver Arena and watch some good hockey. Before we start again, Ben, is there any racing news? Do you need to share any racing news?
The chili bowl is good. I was ill prepared because I totally forgot about it because I was preparing for the hockey side. But there was but for that was just for the midget cars. Now for the late models at the Wild West Shootout, I do remember Bobby Pierce Jr. Won that. I also know that they call it the X mod.
Yeah.
Basically a B mod, a pro mod, but Ken Schrader won that one, which is pretty cool. So that's all I got for now. I'm sorry, I just got to the trying to get the hockey stuff going.
No problem. I just didn't know if you had any race news you need to share.
But yeah, I heard it was good. There's a few fights at both. Actually, there was a fight, and we could talk about it later if we want. But there was a fight between, I think it was Turbo and Superman.
Yeah.
And that was pretty interesting. There's videos all over there about that. So all in all, it was good. I enjoyed it. The races that I got to watch. So
all right. So now that we've kind of focused on the past, let's look to the future. Friday night, like I said, they are home against Quad Cities again. Hopefully, we won't be going into overtime because that would just be crazy.
Right.
But I mean, it's free hockey, I guess. That's what I always called it. With the roster we have, Wade, what needs to be a focus for this weekend? I mean, they play Friday night and then they get a day off and then they play Sunday. So hopefully maybe with the short, I mean, we still sort of have a short roster. Maybe Saturday is a good thing. So yeah, I knew he'd be coming close, Eric. Yeah, so AO should be cleared. Yeah, I knew he should be close. I just didn't know exact dates for that. But go ahead, Wade.
I mean, yeah, I do think having Saturday off is a blessing in disguise. Instead of another 3-3, you get that break in the middle, a little time to rest. Given the circumstances and the situation we are in, I do think that's a blessing in disguise. So, like I said, I think, we just need to stay consistent what we've been doing. I mean, like I said, for the situation we're in, the call-ups we have, I mean, some of our best goal scorers is in the ECHL, and our best goal scorer is on IR, and we're still finding ways to win. So that's what I love to see. And we just got to stay consistent and stay confident. Like I said, I would like to see us be a little more aggressive in shooting the puck. I know overall shots on goal have been down. So I would like to see an uptick in that, and that might result in us getting more goals scored. I understand, like I said, a lot of our goal scorers are unavailable at the moment, but it's awesome to see someone like Corey Dennis step up and help, even though he's a defender. I think me and you have always said like Corey Dennis can shoot the puck and score goals, Ty.
Mhm.
So, just Braden Barker's been playing a little bit better. Michael McChesney has scored a few goals. Alec Bear has scored. So we still have goal scorers. We still got people that can put the puck in the net. So, we just need to stay on that trend. We just keep doing what we're doing and play our game and stay confident and consistent, and we should be okay.
Yeah, yeah, no, and speaking of being aggressive, we are missing a key element in the team right now, and that is sort of the enforcer role. I mean, it still plays a part in hockey. I know some people don't think it does, but it does. Um, so I think maybe this weekend with Quad Cities and Evansville, because they're going to be tough teams to beat. Um,
Exactly.
I would not mind seeing maybe somebody step up kind of into that role. I did see Barker starting to kind of get into that role just a little bit. Um, but I still think we need somebody to step up into that role. Maybe with AO coming back, if he's available, if he plays, maybe he kind of steps into that role. Um, but I know some people when they come back from IR, they're a little gun shy. Because I just got off being hurt. I don't want to be hurt again. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out with that. But I agree with you. I think being Saturday off is a blessing in disguise. It kind of gives us another extra day of rest to go against Evansville. Evansville is going to be tough. Like I've always said, they are very good at blocking shots. Like I said, I don't know what is with that team, but they seem to block more shots than we actually shoot. So, um, very good defense on that team. So I hope our offense kind of starts getting traction here soon. Corey Dennis is kind of on fire right now. He's been scoring a lot, and he's been pretty much our offense in a way. Alec Bear kind of stepped up a little bit, and then McChesney, was good to see McChesney get goals. But yeah, I would like to see even more. I mean, everybody would like to see more, but I think right now, with coming off of a 3-game weekend and being a short roster, I think Saturday, like I said, is a blessing in disguise, like Wade said.
Not to mention we're not traveling either. They're both home games. So.
Yeah, and that's a good thing too. Is they can stay in their own bed, as I say. So yeah, no, I think we've been getting a lot of good crowds at Carver Arena, which is helping. I think is helping the guys get into the game. I mean, that was amazing to see how many were there this whole weekend. It was just great to see. And I'm going to kind of go off of the rails here just a little bit, but it has to tie into the Rivermen. And I'm not trying to complain, but man, is the concession stand just lacking in some stuff.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man, but there's been a couple nights where I went and got like a pizza and it was like ice cold. And I'm like, okay. So
yeah, right. I mean, the even like with the chicken tenders, I like to get chicken tenders. Sometimes it's pretty good. Other times it's like, what the hell did you just give me? Like he's
Yeah.
open like $12. And even on the other side, like I wanted to try something different. And I went over and I was like, all right, can I get a walking taco? Oh, we're out of that. We're not selling that. Okay, well, can I get the tender wrap? Oh, we're not doing that right now either. And it's like, okay, then why are they on your menu? I've given you like
Yeah.
3 options and you keep telling me. And I ended up just
Didn't one time, Ty, you try to get like a sub or something and they were out of it like at the last second, or chicken tenders or something like that?
Avani's run out of subs all the time. My wife went to one and they said their fryer was down.
yeah.
So, I mean, they couldn't even do that. They ran out of pizza bread. And it's like, okay. I mean, are you guys just not ordering enough? Or what's going on? And then like there was some Saturday or sometimes I go and I say, a sausage pizza, and it's the white garlic pizza. And then sometimes I get up there and it's just the regular sausage pizza. And I'm just like, what the? Like, do we just pick and choose?
Yeah, and just like even with the hot dog, sometimes you get, the decent size, and then other it's just like they just like got the cheap version out of the store, and it's just like you guys are
Yeah.
so consistent with how you serve the food and the way you run out. It's like it's not the greatest look, especially for the prices you charge.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
a
I mean, if you would have went to Avani's by yourself instead of going to that Riverman game, basically that sub that you get, that's just a basic sub, is about $2 to $3 less for
Yeah.
that same exact sub, and it's like,
Yeah. And then like I think Friday night they have the garage beer on sale, which it's not bad. I've had it.
yeah.
It's not bad.
it's not bad for it being a whatever you call it type of beer, not eclectic, but like a not an IPA. What do they call them? Specialty beers. Anyway, it wasn't bad.
I just call it a lager. Run the concessions for the Chiefs things were supposed to get better, but they have gotten worse. 1-2 different nights. How have they completely run out of all food before the second period? Yeah, I mean, like I said, it, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, kind of too, is we get people to travel with their team, and it doesn't look good on us when our concession stand is, mediocre. So, I mean, I hope they get it fixed. But I mean, who knows? But yeah, I just wanted to kind of throw that in there, just to see craft beers. Is that what you were thinking of, Ben?
Yes, craft beer. Yes.
Yeah.
I just had a long day, so sorry, I'm a little out of it. A lot on my mind.
Before we wrap things up, let's do our, unless somebody has anything else to discuss. Anybody else got anything?
I already mentioned the racing, and I mentioned the player of the week, and so I mean, is there?
I don't think there's really anything. So let's get into our big three. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. A big three. So Ben, start with your big three. Let's do Friday night, since we'll do a show on Saturday. Let's just do Friday night's big three.
Right. So it was originally going to be hoping. I was glad to see Boss back in, but apparently that's not going to happen. So I would probably say I'd like to see the name we cannot pronounce guy for goalie. Connor. Yeah, we'll just call him Connor for now. Anyway, I'd like to see Connor in the net. I like to see, again, like I always say, set the tone by setting the first goal. Be tough, Riverman style, as Wade always says. And, yeah, just keep pressing.
Wade, give us your big three.
All right.
Sorry, Vin.
We're
No,
gonna
I'm done.
start
I was done.
first. We got we mentioned earlier in the show, new call up also from the Black Bears, Zach Sirota. I've heard good things about him. Coming from the Black Bears, I believe he has 12 goals and 15 assists. And from what I've heard, he has a playing style similar to Brad Marchand, and to where he likes to get under the skin of opponents and kind of draw penalties as well, kind of like a Chartrand in a way. Except, like I said, Sirota can back all that up with getting points as well. So I'm anxious to see him in action and what he can do for the Peoria Rivermen, because we're going to need his point production.
Yeah.
You know, come this weekend. Also, who I got is Brandon Stoyvetsky. This kid is getting better and better, I think, with us. I've seen him with a goal not that long ago. I think he's had a couple goals now since being with the Rivermen. And I kind of like how Dylan Massey started and keeps getting better. I see the same trajectory for this kid as well. So I'll be looking at him because we're going to need him to come through as well. And then lastly, I'm going to highlight a guy we normally don't highlight, but you know what? I'm seeing a lot out of this guy. I kind of like the way he's playing. He's got good puck control and he's a good defender. And that's Alex Davis, a defender. That's somebody we don't mention a lot and kind of goes under the radar. But I've noticed him. I've seen him out there playing, and that dude is a worker. He works his ass off. He's a good defender. He's good. He has good puck control. So, Alex Davis, I see you, buddy, and I appreciate your effort and hard work. And we always could use good team defenders, and so I got my eye on you coming up here. Some keys to the game, like I've been kind of saying, team defense is always important, especially when you're down. Not just with the defenders, but the forwards back checking as well, helping out, blocking shots and everything. So again, a good team defense goes a long way. Is helping out our goalies. Also, along with that team defense, I want to see an aggressive offense, more puck control down in our offensive zone, putting multiple pucks on net, getting to those rebounds and getting multiple chances down in our zone, because that leads to goals. So that's what we need. And then thirdly, I haven't said this in a couple of weeks, but I always like to use it because to me it is a big key, and that's special teams. But some of the players we got now, like I said, with Zach Sirota playing with that edge, Chartrand, these guys are good at drawing penalties. So let's take advantage of the power play when we get on the power play and put some pucks in the net, and always be strong on the penalty kill, because we do take a few penalties ourselves. So strong penalty kill is important. So that's my big three.
All right. So my big three, I'm going to start with players. I'm going to be watching Tino this weekend. I think he actually does get the start on Friday night, but I could be wrong. He's looking better. Again, he's not the Tino that we're used to seeing 2, 3, 4 years ago. But he's still a great goalie, and I really do like watching him play. I know sometimes I can be kind of against him a little bit, but I do enjoy watching him play. The second guy I'm going to be watching is Kyler Fenton. He has been really good defense, solid defender for us. He separates player to puck. You can always count on him to deliver a good big hit. and he was blocking shots out there too, pretty good. So he is my second player. My third player is, and I'm gonna say his name, and it's McChesney. Um, I kind of want to know what happened, man. You were on fire, and then it kind of just cooled down. Um, so I hope he steps up and do what he did in the beginning of the year, because we sure could use that with this offense kind of just losing traction right now. Um, my big three to the game is uh, control the neutral zone. I think we did an okay job last weekend at that. There were some times where Quad Cities was controlling it a little bit more than we were, but um, it just seems like when this team controls the neutral zone, good things happen in our offensive side. My second thing is uh, block shots. You know, I know uh, I just started kind of seeing our players block a lot more shots lately, and I think they can improve on that. And I see that they are working on that as much as possible. And then my third is uh, get pucks deep um, in the offensive zone. I think we did a pretty good job of that over the weekend. We got them deep. We got our forwards doing the forecheck, and it did create chances in front of the net for all of our players. So, yeah, I think those are my big three for the show. Um, like I said before, we kind of wrap this up. Anybody else got anything?
Nope, I think I'm good.
Can't think of
So
anything.
again, Friday night, Carver Arena, 7:15 puck drop. If you can't be there, you can watch it on Flow. And then they're off on Saturday, and then they play again on Sunday at 3:15 against Evansville. Like I said, this is going to be a tough weekend, I think, for us. It's going to be a measuring stick weekend for them too, because like I said, Evansville is no slouch either. When they come to Peoria, like I said, they're very good defensively, and I think if we play like we did this past weekend, especially with a short roster, I think we should be okay. We should be good. So, like I said, anybody else? One more thing to say? Anything? I know I've been asking that a lot, but yeah, we'll do it. So
that's what I want to say.
So on behalf of myself, Big Ben, Wade, thank you for listening. Thank you for commenting. Share the page, and we will see you Saturday at 3 on Saturday. Central. And hope we'll see you at the game. Yeah, Central. I hope we see you at the game on Friday.
That too, yeah.
And Sunday, maybe. And like I said, we always try to keep it what style, Wade?
Like the guy in the picture says, we like to keep it Rivermen style.
All right, everybody.
All right, guys. Have a great night.